let's come into a down dog. So placing your hands to the top of the mat. Curl your toes under. And as you exhale, lift your belly and then lift your hips. Lifting your right leg into three-legged dog. Let's start by opening the hips, pressing your heels away from each other. So stacking your right hip on left. And then square your hips, both feet to the earth. Lifting your left leg. Reaching your heels in opposite directions and stacking your hips. Nice, easy twist. Square your hips, both feet to the earth. And then come forward into a plank pose. Shoulder blades on your back, low ribs up and into your torso. Tailbone pressing toward your heels. Lift your right heel off of the floor. Keep your hips low and draw your right knee into your chest as you exhale. Hips stay low, press your foot back. Exhale, knee to chest. Now left knee can always come to the floor to modify and pressing back. Exhale, knee to chest. Press back. Two more, exhale. Straight back, and exhale, straight back. Both feet to the earth. Down dog. Coming forward into your plank pose again. Getting the alignment. Knees can always come down. Lift your left heel. Try not to sink into your hips. Exhale, knee into your chest. And back. Exhale. Back. Exhale. Back. Two more. Back. Last one. Back. Both feet to the earth and down dog. Now bringing your forearms down onto the mat for dolphin pose. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Press your palms into the floor and walk your feet back for dolphin plank. Again, modification. If it gets overwhelming, knees come to the floor. But try to keep your ribs up into your body. Lift just your right heel and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right foot down, left heel up, hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left heel down. Open your right foot off the mat to the right side, and then cross over your left ankle for 6. Open. 5. Open. 4. Open. 3. Open. 2. And 1. Both feet to the earth. Left foot to the side. Open. 6. And cross. Open. 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees to the earth and tuck back for a nice stretch in child's pose. Then snake forward onto your belly. We're going to stretch out arms a bit. So take your left hand forward, cross your right arm across your chest. Then cross your left arm across your chest. So you're making an X, both palms face toward the ceiling. And then sink your chest down. Should be a nice stretch on the outer edges of your shoulders and upper arms. Coming back up, we'll want to switch. So taking your right arm under, if it was over before, switch whichever arm was on top, and then come down. Let the weight of your body stretch to your edge, so you choose where you need to stop. And then coming back up. Let's come into a seated position, Vajrasana. You may want to sit on your prop, your block. Taking a comfortable seat, let's take Ganesh Mudra. So you hook your fingers, your right palm faces toward you, left palm faces out. And you put a little resistance against your fingers so you feel this circle of energy that your arm's creating. As you inhale, lift this mudra up over your head and back behind your ears. And then as you exhale, bring it back in front of your chest. This is a great posture to take at the desk when you're starting to get really tense in your neck. Just opening through the front of your chest and getting a big body yawn. Come back down. One more lift up. And this time you're going to shift your left elbow down and your right elbow to the sky. Try not to skew your neck. Keep your neck nice and neutral. Elbows reaching back, chest lifted. Nice, come up, and then we'll switch other side. Maybe feeling a difference on one side or the other. Should feel a good stretch here. And then release. Now interlacing your hands. Rotate your palms forward. Push away from you as you tuck your chin and pull your belly into the front of your low spine. And then inhale, heart high, arms go back, and again, try to take them behind your ears. Sometimes you need to bend your elbows a bit to do it. Lift, open, arch, reach, and then exhale, reverse the curve again. Inhale. Come up, arch, open, chest high. Now take your hands and interlace them behind your low back. Draw your knuckles toward the floor by rolling your shoulder blades together. Good. Now tuck your chin and lift your hands away from your low spine. So you're getting an even deeper stretch here. Release and come to neutral. And we'll take reverse table. So feet forward, hip distance. Hands behind your hips. Roll your shoulder blades under your back. Watch your belly. So as you exhale, the hips lift. Keep the hips lifting. If you can get to the point where you don't see your knees, then drop your head back. Holding and breathing. 5, 4, chest high. 3, 2, 1 more breath. Release. Good. Come to your shins. Take your arms up overhead. Grab your right wrist with your left hand, making a circle, and leaning to the left, right over your hip. So not forward or back, but right over the hip. So you're reaching, right hip grounded, ribs up, opening through the intercostal muscles and your shoulder. Come back to neutral. Take your right leg out to the side of your mat. Slide your right arm down your leg, but don't push into your knee. Come to the left, same type of reach, anchoring through your left hip, lifting the ribs up out of your waist. Coming up using your obliques, take your left hand to the left side of your body and lift your right leg. And we'll pulse. 10, 9, getting some strength in the outer hip. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your right foot to the earth and hitch your hips back, arms forward, nice stretch. If you lift your toes, ankle, and knee, rotate them so that they go toward the ceiling, you'll feel an even deeper stretch in your inner thigh. And then come back onto your shins. Inhaling, arms up overhead. Take your left wrist and lean, making a half moon, a C shape with your side body right over your hip. Coming straight up. Take your left foot out to the side of your mat. Left hand comes down your leg, right arm reaches up and over. Then right arm onto the floor outside your right hip, and the left leg lifts. Pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, building the strength. Strength isn't a set of circumstances, and it's not a skill. It's the decision not to give up, and it's the focus of your energy. That's strength. Bring the leg down onto the floor, and then hips go back, hip to heel, and arms reach forward. Rotating toes, ankles, and knees toward the sky if you want the deep inner thigh stretch. And then come up to table pose. Align your hands, first fingers pointing forward. Inner elbows rotating slightly forward. Shoulder blades on your back. You can curl your toes under, and your next exhale floats your hips up. As you lift your hips toward the sky, draw your chest toward your thighs and relax your neck. Then lift your right leg. We're going to open this hip a bit. Bend your knee and start to make big circles. Getting fluid into the knee, some lubrication into the hip. And then switch directions. Next time your knee is straight up toward the ceiling, take an exhale, pull your belly in, draw your knee into your chest for core plank, and then step your right foot to the top of the mat. Take your left knee to the floor. As you sink your hips, lift your chest, getting a nice stretch through your front hip crease. And then planting your hands, step back to plank. Lower to chaturanga, knees can come down on this first one, all the way to your belly for cobra. Pushing back into child's pose. And then toes curl underneath you to take your down dog. Left leg finds three-legged dog. Bending your knee, big circles. And then switch directions. Next time your knee is up, get a nice stretch and then exhale knee into your nose. Step your left foot to the top of the mat. Right knee to the floor. Heart high, hips low. Planting your hands, step back to plank pose. Knees up or down for your chaturanga. All the way to your belly, lift cobra. Tuck back into child's pose. And then down dog. Now pull up onto the balls of both feet. And bend your knees a lot. But you're not going to actually touch the mat. You're going to hover your chin and your chest. And then up dog, big stretch. And down dog, exhale. So we'll try that floating vinyasa one more time. Balls of the feet. Knees, chest, and chin hover. Up dog. And down dog. And then walk or float, top of the mat. Look up halfway. Fold for a nice stretch through the back hamstrings. Pouring your chest over your thighs. Bring your big toes together and sink your seat for chair pose. Exhale, take your fold, pouring your chest into your thighs. Inhale, look up halfway and lengthen. On your exhale, walk back or float back into chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. As you step forward, inhale your warrior one pose. Exhaling, one smooth breath, plank to chaturanga. Up dog, down dog. Left leg high, big inhale. Knee to nose as you exhale. Step up, lift up, warrior one. Exhaling high to low. Heart high and down dog. Lifting your right leg high. Take your knee to your chest for core plank. Shift into your left hand, pinky edge of your left foot, right knee to the sky for starburst. And reach your arm across your right ear, get a big reach. Then right foot behind your left leg, lift your hips, wild thing. And your exhale will bring you back into core plank for three-legged dog. Bring your right knee into your left shoulder. Extend your leg, foot on the floor. And we're going to take 3 little push-ups here. So keep your hips lifted. Bring your heart forward and lower for 3. Press up. Lower for 2. Press up. Lower for 1. Press up. And then knee to nose, core plank. Step forward, back heel pivots, warrior one. 3 breaths here. Inhale, long exhale. Inhale, release on the exhale. Everything, all the tension out. Inhale. Next exhale through vinyasa. High to low. Up dog. Down dog. Take an inhale to lift your left leg. Bring your knee into your nose as you exhale. Shift to the pinky edge of your right foot and your right hand for starburst. Hips high, knee high, left arm across your ear. Left foot behind your right leg. Wild thing, hips lift. Tailbone presses toward your heels. And then core plank. Exhale to draw your knee in. 3-legged dog. Inhale. Left knee, right shoulder. Exhale. Take your foot to the floor. And we'll do those 3 little push-ups. Heart moves forward like chaturanga. And exhale. Press up. Lower and press. Lower and press. Knee to nose. Step your left foot, top of the mat. Right heel pivots. Warrior one is your resting pose. Inhale for 3. And sigh it out. Inhale. Nice releasing exhale. One more inhale. Exhale through vinyasa. Coming back to your down dog. Look forward between your thumbs. At the bottom of your exhale, the feet will float forward. Look up halfway and fold. Big toes together. Sink your hips and lift your heart, chair pose. Exhale, fold all the way down. Halfway lift, heart moves forward. And then walk or float into your chaturanga. Up dog to down dog. Right leg lifts. Three-legged dog, nice and strong. Exhale, knee to nose, core plank. And back up, three-legged dog. Knee to nose, core plank. Back up. Knee to nose. Hold. Step your right foot forward. Pivot your left heel down. Inhaling, warrior one. This time, hook your thumbs and bend your elbows so you can reach your elbows back and open your chest. Inhale, straighten your front leg and your elbows. Exhale, take everything deeper into the stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift and hold. Pivot your toes so you're facing the back of your mat. And then take the stretch deep into warrior one, facing this way. Release your thumbs and take your vinyasa, high to low. Left leg's going to lift, three-legged dog. Reach your heels away from each other. 3 core planks. Exhale, kiss your knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale. Inhale. Last time, exhale. Left foot comes up to your left thumb. Right heel pivots down. Warrior one. Hook your thumbs, but take the other thumb on top. Bend your elbows. Open through the front of your shoulders. And then as you inhale, you reach everything straight. Exhale deeper into your hips. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, hold. Pivot around. And deep into the stretch. Reach your arms high, hips stay low. And go through your vinyasa. Or you can just go to down dog if you'd prefer. Take 3 breaths in your down dog. You can sigh out, release your head, soften your shoulders away from your ears. Focusing all of your energy, your thoughts, your spirit, and your body to create real strength and to attract the energy you want to you. Look up between your hands. Walk or float top of the mat. Look up halfway and fold. Big toes together. Sink your hips for chair pose. Exhaling, fold deep. Inhaling, lift your heart. Sit bones back, crown of the head forward. On the exhale, walk or float, low push-up. Up dog. Down dog. Right leg is going to lift. Bring your knee to your nose for core plank. And then wind all the way up, warrior two. And I'll just flip here so you're not always at my back. Nice big stretch in the inner thighs, inner hips. Take it as deeply as you can. Really get that opening. Take your right hand to the outside of your right ankle. Feel your left ribs rotate toward the ceiling and hug your right hip under your body. Then reach your left hand across your left ear. So this is your extended angle pose. We can flow this into triangle by straightening the front knee, left fingertips to the sky. And then come back, extended angle. Triangle pose. Press it up. Coming back, extended angle. One more, triangle pose. Lifting, strengthening, and lengthening, can't beat that, to extended angle. And then take this left hand behind your hip. Tuck it into your hip crease for a half bind. You can take a block if you want in your right hand, or walk your right hand forward. So block or no block, your choice. Coming into Ardha Chandrasana. Left leg flies. Soften your right knee. We're going to come back nice and slow and controlled. 5, 4, 3, into warrior two, and we're back. Through vinyasa on the exhale. Left leg lifts. 3 core planks. Or I'm sorry, we didn't do 3, did we? Just 1, I think. Knee to nose. Yeah? And then warrior two. Step up. Wind all the way up. And I'll turn for you. So you want this left thigh as close to parallel as you can get. Usually it means taking a longer stand than you think. Left knee, second toe. Should be able to see your big toe right in front of your knee. Pinky edge of the back foot, anchored. Spine neutral, heart high. Nice. Then left hand outside your left foot. Left hip hugs under, right ribs to the sky. Right arm reaches across your right ear. You can look up, or if that's going to bother your neck, go ahead and fix your gaze toward your left big toe. Then reaching back with your hip crease, come into triangle. And then come back down. Up and back. And come back down. Up and back. Come back down. Hold here. Take your left hand or right hand around your low back. So it's a very deep twist in the bind. Left knee is bent. You're going to walk your left hand forward. Press into your left hand and foot. Right leg just floats up. For a slow count of 5. Nice and controlled descent. 4, core engaged, 3, 2, back to warrior 2. Good, now take your toes all toward me and grab your big toe. And we're going to shift, getting a nice stretch in the inner thighs. So just shifting back and forth, taking it as low as your body tells you is right for you. Take a couple more. And next time you find your knee at the top of your mat, come back into lunge and step back through vinyasa. Finding your strength and your stillness in down dog. Look up between your hands. Walk or float top of the mat. Look up halfway. And then fold. Arms high, big inhale all the way up overhead. Exhaling, hinge from your hips to fold. Inhaling, look up halfway. Exhaling, walk or float back. Up dog, down dog. Take your right leg high. Bring your knee into your nose. Step your right foot top of the mat, and you're keeping your left heel lifted to come up into a lunge. Now we're going to take this into a twist. So the right hand will come back to the left thigh. Your left thigh presses up, your right hand presses down, and your left arm reaches up and over. Then spiraling your left hand onto the floor, left leg gets light. Take Ardha Chandrasana in a twist. Gently replacing your left foot onto the floor behind you. Your left hand to the instep of your right foot. Rotate your right ribs to the sky. Right arm high. 3 deep breaths. And then using your core, lift straight up. Take your right arm overhead. Pat yourself on the back, you deserve it. Left arm underneath. Lift your chest. Elbows back, and then hinge forward, keeping both hip creases moving back behind you. Elbows are lifting toward the ceiling here. So there's a stretch through your front shoulders as well as your back hamstrings. Take both your hands to the top of the mat. Step back into plank. Lower chaturanga. Heart lifts, up dog. And then hips lift, down dog. Left leg high. Contracting to your core, knee into your nose. Left foot top of the mat. Right heel stays lifted. Press into the ball of your back foot to get grounded. Arms overhead. Left hand this time is coming to your back thigh. Your right thigh lifts. Your left hand presses down. And your right arm takes you up and over. Releasing your right hand to the floor. Right leg high, left arm high. Your right foot will come down to the mat. Slide your right hand to the instep of your left foot. Hips move back. Left ribs rotate to the ceiling. Stack your shoulders. Square your shoulders to the floor and lifting from your front body, not your low back, all the way up. Now left arm comes up and over, right hand under. You can grab a shirt, doesn't have to grab your hands. Elbows move back, hip creases back. Your heart and the crown of your head moves forward. All the way down. Both hands to the top of your mat. And step forward for ragdoll. Feet are hip distance. Take opposite hand to opposite elbow. A nice easy sway of your upper body. So we're going to take a twist here from our forward fold. Soften your knees and take your feet to about hip distance. And take your left shoulder inside your left knee. Your left hand comes up to your low back. And then your right hand is going to come around. Your left hand will circle your right wrist. So this is a twist. As your ribs go toward the ceiling, you can straighten your right knee and then see about pressing your left thigh back. Beautiful. Now, if you'd like to try this into a standing balance pose, this is actually a nice entry into bird of paradise. You step into your right foot, you lift your chest, your knee will come with you. Keep the hips nice and open. And then if you choose, you extend your left leg. Coming down the same way you came in. So that's optional. Totally optional, just fun to play with. Take your left hand to the floor, reach your right foot back into a lunge, and take your right knee down. Very nice. Open, left toes 45 degrees, and wing your left knee out. You can come onto the pinky edge of your left foot to get it even deeper. Now hug this left knee back into center. Take both arms to the instep. Snuggle your left shoulder under your left knee, and your left hand comes to the pinky edge of your left foot. Now pull up at your belly, press your left shoulder into your left knee, and you'll be able to lift your arms. So as you're hugging your left knee in toward your neck, it's strengthening your outer hip, but also opening the sciatic joint. Now you can intensify this by lifting your right knee. Again, lift the belly, hug the left knee in, and then arms lift. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both hands come down, and you step back, down dog. Walking your feet to the top of the mat, nice easy walk. Take your feet hip distance again, and soften those knees. So this time we're taking the twist to the other side. The right shoulder is going to come inside the knee. Right hand to your low back. Right hand grabs your left wrist. Then as you twist your left ribs to the sky, straighten your left knee. Press your right knee back as much as possible. So if you want to try that balance pose again, you shift into your left foot. Keep hugging the right knee. Look forward to lift your chest. Hips stay open. And then if you want, right foot up. And you come back into your footprints when you're ready. Release both hands to the floor. This time your left knee is coming back and down. Right toes open 45 degrees. Press that knee open. Big stretch. So for some people, the most challenging part of their yoga is the deep stretches. For other people, it's the balance. For other people, it's the strength. There's always an area that is your strength. There's always an area that we want to improve upon. That's part of the whole practice. Now, Yogi once said, if our strengths are not determined to be valuable, then we spend our whole lives shoring up our weaknesses. And he was talking about choosing what we focus on. Bring your right knee back into center. Take your right shoulder under your knee. Pull up at your belly. Lift your arms. To intensify, left knee up, and then the arms. Both hands to the floor, and step back, down dog. Come forward into plank, and we're going to come all the way to our bellies. So start with your arms straight forward, third eye to the floor. As you exhale, pull your belly in, protect your low back, and then lift head, neck, shoulders, and feet off the floor. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and open your arms to a T. Hold for 3, 2, 1, interlace your hands. Holding 3, 2, 1, and release. And you can windshield wiper your feet. And we'll go one more round. So legs straight, arms straight ahead. Third eye to the floor, so keep your neck long. Exhaling and lift. 3, 2, 1, open to a T. 3, 2, 1. This time bend your knees, grab your ankles, press your feet back into your hands. Hold bow for 3, 2, and 1. Nice soft landing. And windshield wiper your feet. And then tuck back and come to seated. How are we feeling? Everybody good? A little bit of a sweat, yeah? So, more than a little. Okay, so we're almost ready for Titibhasana. We're going to start with Karmasana, which is turtle pose. So the prep for turtle pose is you take your feet into a V, a straddle, knees bent, heels on the floor. Always toes, ankles, and knees in the same direction. In this case, they're pointing up. So you want to bring your shoulders inside your knees and squeeze your knees into your shoulders. You can bring your hands to Namaste, press your hands, and lift your heart. So there's a lot of engagement going on. Knees are pressing in, palms are pressing in, my heart is lifting. So you feel the muscles of your outer thighs working, you feel your inner thighs working, and then you should also feel your erector spinae, the muscles alongside your spine. They're engaged to lift your chest. Now we're going to reverse that curve, placing your hands under your knees, but take your palms to the floor. And now we're going to let our heels slide out, and the gravity and the weight of your legs will take you as deep as you can into the fold. Very good. So here we're stretching across our back, low back in particular. We're getting a deep hip opening, still opening the shoulders, which is always nice. But we're engaging the front body. And if you notice, if you pull your belly up and in, your back actually releases deeper into the fold. Now to come out of this pose, pull your knees up first. Be very gentle with your elbows. Bring your hands to the floor to press back up. And then take the soles of your feet together for Baddha Konasana. Lift your heart. You want to press hip creases back. Bring your forearms down if you can, or you can take your blocks underneath your forearms. Press your elbows into your shins and bring your heart forward. And take your fold. And lifting up. So we're ready for our adventure pose. Let me rehook my mic. So, options. You want to take your hands behind your heels, and it's important that your whole hand come onto the ground. So if your palms can't get down onto the floor, that's where the blocks get handy, because you can take your hands onto the block. So if you want to set up with blocks, you take the blocks behind you. You take your hands onto the blocks with your fingers pointing toward your heels. Now you're going to get the same sensation you had in that fold we just did, where your knees are going to hug into your shoulders. That contraction helps you find your balance, and it helps you pull your belly up. So then you can take your feet off the floor, maybe cross them in front of you. And then you just play, find that center of balance. Where is that for you? It's different every day, different on every person. And then when you feel ready, yogi toes, pressing into the balls of your feet to straighten your legs. Pull the belly up nice and tight. It doesn't really matter if you fly the pose. It's there for you. It might be a journey to get there. It's that the burst of energy we use in any of our yoga poses, but I think especially in a balance pose, that energy goes out into the universe. And the reverberation of that energy, it might be felt right away, or it might be felt hours later. but always sending your best effort, your best energy out like the Firefly. It brings that back to you like a magnet. And that's really the value of these poses. It's readjusting and balancing our inner energy and systems so we live happier off the mat. It's a good effort. Let's just release a little bit through the hips. Take your feet forward and take your right ankle over your left thigh, just above the knee. And then you're going to drop your foot to the floor in a twist and then bring it over, knee to the floor. So we're just letting the hips rotate internally and externally. Good, and then switch to the other foot. So right foot down, left foot crosses. Foot to the floor, and then knee to the floor. And taking both feet down, roll all the way onto your back. Take your right thigh and cross it deeply over your left thigh. Take your arms out to a T, and then rotate both knees toward your left and you look toward the right. Long through your side waist. So your right hip is moving down toward the bottom of your mat. Come up to center. Switch the cross of your legs, so now we're left crossing right. Both knees move to the right and you can look to the left to continue the twist all the way up into your neck. Left hip moving far away from your shoulder, so you're very long through your side waist. And come back to center. Take your hands on the top of your knees. So the back of your hands are towards the ceiling. Your knees are kind of hanging away from your shoulders. And then press down into your knees and your femur bone presses down into your hips. And then you can release, find your shavasana pose. Let your feet roll open naturally. Your hips are pretty open, so just let your feet get heavy. Arms are at an angle from your body with your palms facing up to receive all that beautiful energy you sent out into your room. And as you close your eyes, let your mind's eye follow the path of your breath through your body. Watch as your breath moves out with your exhale through the bottoms of your feet. And as your inhale draws the breath all the way up your legs, your torso to the crown of your head, filling your body so that you can again release on the exhale. Coming gently into this present moment, fully focused on your well-being. All of your energy, your undivided attention, completely focused on your well-being. Begin to bring your mind back into your body with a few deep breaths to your belly. Start to feel your extremities wiggling your fingers and your toes. Coming back into your room, onto your mat. Feeling your back body resting against the floor. And then hugging your knees one at a time into your chest. Extend your right arm on the floor overhead so that you can roll to your right side and rest your head on your arm. Just allow yourself a moment, feeling the shift in your energy that occurred in your practice. Recommitting to your own ability to draw to you what you need, what you want, and what enlightens your life. And then floating back to seated pose. As you bring your hands together at heart center, feel the presence of the consciousness that is within you. Focus on this presence and bring this moment with you into the world. Lift your four fingers to your third eye. Take a bow to your higher self. I honor each of you. I'm deeply grateful to spend this time. Thank you for letting me be of service. Namaste.